Hey everybody, greetings. Hola. Buenas noches. ¿Cómo están ustedes? How's everybody doing this evening? I hope you're doing great. Hope you're feeling loved. I really pray that you are feeling loved because love is such a high vibration, right? And love brings us so much healing, even within ourselves. So I hope everybody's doing great, doing wonderful. Just wanted to come on here and say hello to see how everyone's doing. And just to remind you, don't give up on yourself. You see, you've come here with a plan. You come in with a purpose. You said, oh, I will come to earth and I'm going to help to elevate the vibration of humanity. I'm going to help women and children. I'm going to plant trees. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You signed up for this. Love it, like it, hate it. It is what it is. But the beauty of it is that everything that has happened in your life, everything that you have experienced in your soul has prepared you for this moment, has prepared you to be the awesome and fantastic healer that you are, everything you've been through. See, the beauty in magic, those who are interested in magic, the beauty in it is when you get shit in life, you can take it and mold it into something beautiful. The beauty of being the magician or the witch or the warlock or the magical being is that you can take anything that life gives you and make it into something beautiful. I myself was a teenage mother, a lot of difficulties, been married, divorced, been plagued with buku sicknesses, all of my life, right? You would think you're a healer, Yaya. How is this possible? Well, it was for me to take this illnesses and the things that have happened and to transform it into something that I can use. People ask, yeah, you know this, yeah, you do this, you know that. To the degree to which you see magic is the degree to which I've also suffered a lot. So the beauty of not giving up on yourself is to take what you have in your hands, take what's going on right now and say, you know what? I'm going to make something great out of this. I'm going to let this benefit me and meditate into that. I also am a big proponent of working with your spirit team, your spirit guides. Don't leave them out of your work. To work without them is to go nowhere. You are them and they are you. So you're working with your ancestors. I encourage you to call upon your most highest and elevated ancestors to guide you, because some ancestors still need some more love and some more healing on the other side. And we want to send that to them any way that we can. Well, we want to call on those who are evolved to help us in our toughest situations and our toughest times. Let me tell you something. A lot of you who are watching who have seen that when Hurricane Ida hit, it destroyed our home. Y'all seen me from that point to traveling, to living out of a hotel, not knowing what's coming, what's going to happen, to not having the herbal business available, and to really having to sit with myself. And Spirit said, yeah, you have an opportunity to do two things. You can sit here and say, woe is me, yada, yada, yada. And that is the trajectory you're going to go on. Things are going to start to fall apart. What you focus on now will become to grow in your life. A Spirit also said, yeah, this might be an opportunity to chill out. This might be an opportunity to connect to yourself. You know you've been wanting to rest. You know you've been wanting to travel. This might be a good thing for you, right? So that good feeling, I kind of just leaned it to a little bit more. I was a little resistant at first, like, oh, no, this is happening. But Spirit said, no, lean it to it a little bit more. And a little bit more. And the more I leaned into trusting myself, into the optimism, into thinking differently, into seeing different, reading different. Misplaced our creative mind and our intentions because of trauma and living through life and the hustle and the bustle. But Spirit says time for you to dream again, right? Without limits. You know, we put limits. Oh, I don't have time for this. I don't have money for that. That's what you're focusing on. You don't see the creative energies that's all around, because we never do. It is something that we believe into. So when I say don't give up on yourself, I'm saying continue to dream. I don't care what's happening in the world. I don't care what your bank account looks like. I don't care who's sleeping next to you, who ain't sleeping next to you. All that can change in a second. I've been living it. I've been showing you from when we left New Orleans and now we're here in Mérida, Mexico, the process, because I said, you're going to sit with me while we're healing so we can do this together. And so this is now what Spirit wants you to remember, not to give up on your dreams because they were given to you as a gift, right? Not to give up on your desires. Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, don't give up. And to stay focused on loving yourself, knowing that you are worthy. One of the meditations I've been doing to manifest where I am and the good things that are coming to me is that I have to keep telling them I'm worthy. I'm worthy. From my childhood and my mother wounds, honey, I have to tell myself I'm worthy. I'm worthy of this existence. Who else but you? Who else is more worthy than having riches and feeling good and good health except for you? Who? You know what you've been through. You're worthy of it. Oh, beloveds, there's so much available to you. Don't discount yourself. Don't discount yourself. We're gonna silence the voice of our mothers, our fathers, society to say you can't have this, you can't do this, you can't perceive that. We're gonna silence all of that and tune into the frequency of your own goodness. Tune into the frequency of your love. And if anyone needs a quick reading or have a question, please put it in the comment section because I can help a few souls out if you want this evening. If you have a question about anything, I'll be happy to help. I'll be happy to help with that. I love to give in ways that I can. That honors me. So I'm feeling really reading-ish this evening. So please, someone put your comments in the comment section if you have a question. You have to know that battles and difficulties are part of the process. That's how you build your muscle. That's how you get strong, right? You can't go out here and working in the spiritual world and not have your strength, right? So the obstacles, we perceive them as obstacles, are really learning opportunities while we're here. And the more we learn, the more we master self, the easier this life gets. It does get easier because you start to exercise more. So you can move a little easier. You can feel a little better, more deeper, right? And so now your life becomes more robust. So everything that's happened to you has been for your benefit. It hasn't been because you've done anything bad or you're not lovable. It has nothing to do with any of those things. It's because of who you are and who you decide to be. That's important. I'm so grateful. Talina Hutton says, thank you, Mama Yaya. You're welcome. We're doing a ritual to Yemenya. I was going to do a personal ritual for myself, but I said, no, let's bring everybody. Come. So $7, you send Cash App or PayPal, and whatever prayer petition you have, you send it to me, and we are going to pray for you. We're going to ask the divine Mother to intervene on your behalf. So many people have been getting so many miracles just by asking for support during this time. Michelle says, her life has never been easy. I get it always. My life has never been easy, but that is the making of a goddess. Mimi, you know, you too. I tell you are a god. That is the making of a goddess because she's gone through these processes and she's had to fight. She's had to pray. She's had to do these different things and strengthen her muscle. This is the making of a goddess. This is the making of a goddess. That's how it happens. Mimi, what work should I be doing under this full moon? I always say, Mimi, feel into it. The full moon is a time where things come to the surface, where things manifest. People also use the full moon as to set an intention for the next 15 days, which brings you into the new moon season, what you wish to manifest, what you wish to desire. I would work particularly, Mimi, on divine feminine energy. It's really good right now. Sort of the warrior energy. So like the Lilith, sort of they will call darker. It's not really darker, but it's just more powerful and it's more subtle. I will work and lean into that and see how that feels for you. Some aspect of femininity need to come to the forefront for many of you listening. We think of femininity as things being flowery and beautiful and perfumey, but it's also can be very dangerous. And what I mean by dangerous is that it can cause such a revolution that people fear it because it carries such a high charge of change. Change not just for the person, but change also for the world, right? So women, during this time, a lot of you who are wanting to have children in the next year or two, it's going to happen, is the season we're in. So if you're with a partner, you don't want to have children at this time, please exercise a little extra caution, because the energy is here to bring life. We've seen a lot of destruction, right? We've seen a lot of things sort of what they call die. Nothing ever dies, it changes. So the tides are changing just a little bit, and it's going to require a lot of us to go into a deeper space of our psyche and our hearts to change ourselves, number one. But this change wants to reverberate in our families, secondly, our communities, third, and our nations, fourth, right? And the world and at large, right? It don't take a lot of us to do this. That divine feminine energy should be focused on, at least for the next 3 months until the end of the year, and seeing moving forward, it's going to really, really take off 2022. Really. So fasten your seatbelts, get your tools together. You're going to start to see your power augment. Mimi, especially for you, Michelle, for sure. Selena, continue to tune in. Your power is there with you all the time. You're going to start to see your power augment in ways. So when things happen, don't so much be caught off surprise. Just say, okay, I knew this was coming. I knew that it is a time of growth, of regeneration, enough power. So stand in that. Stand in that. So it's important that we ground ourselves in who we are, and don't be afraid of our power, because the divine mothers, there's so many mothers are here, the grandmothers, there's so many of them that are here. There's like, oh, baby, we got this information we want to give to you. Oh, honey, we got this healing that's right there for you. Oh, we got this. Oh, we got that. And they have come with so many gifts, our grandmothers, to help us. And if you stay in the flow, it's like a river. All you got to do is get into it and just move, and just let it move you, rather, right? This is anything that's labor intensive. It's just for you to kind of, okay, I'm in the water. I'm drinking the water. I see a fish. I see some algae. I'm just going with it. This would allow you to do a couple of things. One, you get to rest. A lot of us are working too hard. I know I'm one of them, and I'm slowing down, working way too hard. So there's spiritual help for us, so we don't have to burn out. Now, working hard physically is a masculine thing, right? That's their energy. They work out. But women, we attract. We magnetize, we bring to. That means we need to get into our psyche more. That means we need to get into our meditations more, our rituals more, so we can bring in the wealth, the abundance, the prosperity, the goodness, without having to physically work for it. And so when we're not doing that, we don't burn up our adrenal glands, which sit on top of our kidneys. We don't burn up our uterus and ovaries and fallopian tubes and everything else, because we're putting too much heat on ourselves through overworking, which creates friction and builds up heat. But we're cooling ourselves down. Again, we're stepping into the water. We're cooling ourselves down, right? And allowing things to flow. We need to continue to drink more water, right? And just mind our sugar intake. See, sometimes when we crave a lot of sugar, it's not so much that we want sweet things per se, but we may be looking for a sweeter experience in life. I teach about this all the time. So we reach for the closest thing and the easiest and the fastest thing, which is sugar. Guilty, been guilty, right? But when we realize we do this over and over, we realize that, okay, I need to slow down and find out what is craving this energy of sugar and sweetness. A lot of times you'll find that you just need a sweet experience. You may need a partner, sexual partner in your life, or a platonic partner. You may need a new hobby. You may need a new job. You may need to leave where you're living and move to another city, another state, another country, as I did. You may not need to go as far as another country, but you may need to make some changes so that you can create, which is what you do. You create the experience for yourself of sweetness, right? And so this is how we can get control of our health and also tune into our own energy and knowing what we need at what time. So that's just a little tidbit. But this 2022, y'all, ladies, come on. And this is a great time to be alive. It's a great time to be a woman, divine feminine, however you may identify in that way. It's a great time. It's wonderful. Dig in your heels, get on your spiritual walk. Some of you will need to incorporate things you've learned from other traditions that you might have placed aside. Spirit is saying it's time to integrate your knowledge. See, I have a Christian Pentecostal background, raised in the church. Hello. And, it was nothing but a whole ritual and ceremony, people passing out and speaking in tongues, drumming and all that other stuff. And at that point, it served the community very well. So if that's your background, don't be ashamed to put that in what you're doing. Mix that in with the orisha, you want to do your prayer, because now we have to create something new. What has we been using is great. I am hearing, and some of you may be hearing, it is time to create something new. Use the technologies and the principles and the wisdom of our ancestors. But since we are in different times, we have to evolve things. One thing I love about Kromanti spirituality, which I am a part of through blood, is that we had to evolve our spiritual technologies in order to retrofit the time that we're living in. Doesn't mean we leave our ancestors behind. We take on foreign things so that we can thrive. We can grow. We can be happy. We can still maintain our culture. It is a delicate balance, indeed, but it's something that's completely necessary if we are to thrive, not survive, thrive for the next 100 years, 200 years, and beyond. Not just this physical avatar you see now, but we're talking about in our DNA, the work that we're doing. I am so excited because I see a lot of you are working on your DNA, cleansing up that bloodline, getting those things out of there that no longer serve you. I want to tell you thank you, because that requires courage. It requires courage to stand in the face of what's ailing you and say, you know what? Not today. No, baby. No, It takes courage to address your mother wounds, to say, I love my mother, but this is where she wounded me. And be honest with your feelings. And don't back down on your feelings. That takes courage. That's part of healing, because courage deals with the heart. And once we start to deal with the heart, and we start to open up to express, as we open our hearts, we also allow the goodness to come in. All right. So it takes courage to face mother wounds, y'all. It takes courage to face father wounds. Don't let nobody fool you other way around. No way. Believe me, the most angry, the most frustrated, or what we call powerful people, so-called power, who wants to control and cause wars, are the most hurt. They're the ones who have the deepest mother wounds. If you can go and kill and murder other things, people, places, and things, and destroy cultures around the world, that's a deep mother wound, right? They don't have the courage to open their hearts, so they destroy things. We, bearers of light, have the courage, or have created the courage inside ourselves. And we know that our power overcomes all those vibrations, right? Because love is a high vibration. So continue to stay in your self-love, which is your high vibration, and be mindful of the spirit of shame. Be mindful of it, because shame is extremely low. It deals with the root chakra. It's very base meaning it's very, very low vibration. It moves very slow. And shame will sabotage your manifestations. Shame will sabotage your relationships, your money, finances, career, anything you're trying to build, because shame will say, I am not worthy. And abundance cannot come to a vibration that says, I am not worthy. Your intentions and your mind may say, yeah, this is what I want, this is what I want to do. But if your vibration is saying, I am not worthy, abundance can't meet you. Right? If you're feeling not good enough, it can't meet you because it won't stay in that vibrational field. So the key, number one key, in my opinion, at this point, to manifesting is to know you're worthy of it. Who more worthy than you? Don't worry about there's enough. That's not your business. Stay out of that. That's the universe takes care of everything. Huh? The universe says to stay in alignment, right? This is the universe, right? This is the universe. This is you. You can be anywhere around the universe, depending on your vibration, depending on what's going on. But Spirit said, come now. Let's come together as one. Yes, Michelle, you are worthy. Talina, you are worthy. Mimi, you are worthy. All those who are watching, you are worthy. You got to know this. This is fundamental. You can't manifest if you don't believe you're worthy. Because abundance can't come to the vibration of, it just can't come. It's not a match. It just won't happen, right? And so you'll be doing all these things. You'll be buying rituals. You'll be reading this. You'll be doing this until you feel worthy, because you manifest out of a feeling. And we'll use our words and our thoughts and other things to help us to get to a feeling, right? Until you get to a feeling that, even if it's a little bit, that I feel worthy, just a little bit, take an inch, the universe will help you make the next step. Then do again. Then do it again. If you're struggling with partner relationships, right? and you know that you're worthy of something more or greater, and you want something, just continue to do your affirmations. Don't worry about how it's going to work out. That ain't your business. Just know that you are loved by the universe. Just know all things work together for love and good. And here's another thing. When you ask for something, don't just ask for it. Give me $1 million. I need $20,000. Don't do it that way. I'm going to teach you some principles down the road on how to pray and how to petition. One of the things we teach in Kromanti, I was taught rather, is that when you ask for something, you ask for it with love, grace, and ease. Those three don't go nowhere without it. Why? Because you can ask for $50,000 and you can easily get $50,000, but you want it to come to you with love, right? Grace, right? And ease, right? You don't want to get it through being in a terrible car accident and then your settlement is $50,000. That $50,000 is different than someone sending you a check in the mail because of whatever random, who gives a care, but it's in the mail and there's no strings attached. You can do whatever you want to do with it, right? You want it to come to you that way. Because when we speak something, you want to be more precise in our intentions. So when you're asking for something, be careful not to ask amiss. Be careful not to ask haphazardly. Be more specific with the universe in terms of how you want it. When I ask for my abundance, and this is just me, I didn't ask for it all at one time. I don't want it all at one time. I prefer to grow with it, right? I prefer to have an experience with it. Not saying I'm not asking for it or I'm stopping the universe, but I know in love, grace, and ease, I know I want it to come to me in a certain way. So that's how I pray. This is what I want per month, and then I can grow it out. This is what I want to make per week. This is what I want to earn doing this. And I ask for it particularly because I know me. I'm a Capricorn sun sign. I move slow. So if things come that fast, can overwhelm me quickly. It could be the greatest thing ever. But if it doesn't come to me in the way I need it to come, it can also seem like a curse. And then we're blaming God, and then we're blaming the ancestors. And it's saying, no, you're God and you created this. So when you're asking, don't ask amiss. Ask particularly. Universe, your salutations, like you always do when you're asking. Always salute, show respect. Number one, ask what you're going to ask, and ask with love, grace, and ease. Right? So that it can bring you joy. So it can bring you greatness. May its route to me be pleasant. One of the things I asked for in manifesting my first house here in Mérida, Mexico, was that I wanted a house where people who lived there were in love. And I learned this from Louise Hay. When you pray, I wanted to be in love. I wanted the people who were on that land to be loving. Right? So when we were in New Orleans, we were trying to find a home, but we could not find. So we've been looking for over a year. So I finally we just said forget about it. We're just gonna whatever. But when we landed in Mérida, I got the house that I desired, right? Because I asked for it to be a particular way, but I had to be patient. I told you I've been looking for a house in over a year, and I'm like, okay, the business is growing, my baby is growing, the family is growing, and I'm in a small house. Spirit said, wait a minute, not yet. So, but when it came, it was so sweet. It was so dulce. It was so great. This is how I asked for it. And for everything I asked for, I will have it no other way. I spend a lot of time praying because I find that's one of my superpowers. So get in on the ritual on Wednesday. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm opening my personal ritual to you all. Any petition you have, we will submit it, right? So when I pray, it's one of my superpowers. And I've learned to pray specifically to get specifically what I want, how I want, through meditation, visualization, and things like that. This is so important. This is so important in manifesting. On to the subject of not giving up on yourself. You've come here. It is your birthright to win. All right. It is your birthright to be on top of your game. We ain't talking about those world standards. We throw that out the window because we know it ain't nothing. That's a shaky foundation. But you are the foundation, who you are. I want to encourage you, everything you've gone through in your life, just think about it for a minute. From time you were a child, especially when you're a child from 0 to 7, especially feel into that space. The things that you observed, the people that you observed, and you said, I don't like this, or this really hurt me, this really pained me. You may sometimes feel of that today, of that right now. That might give you a clear indication of the direction Spirit may be taking you in your life. Thank your parents, the mother wounds and the father. I thank my mother all the time. Because without her crazy ass, I wouldn't be here. I won't be able to tell you how to overcome rape and molestation and how to heal your mother wounds and how to manifest anything you want, how to get a partner, how to have a baby, how to be healthy. Had I not had the opposite of that. So the beginning of this talk, I say, you are the creator. You are the one that molds and shapes your experience. So I could say, oh my God, I was a teenage mom. Oh my God, it was so hard. I can stay in that storyline, and whatever I focus on will continue to manifest. Or I can say, I ain't got time for this shit. Come on here, let's go have some fun, right? I didn't have a childhood, but now I get to have a childhood, right? I didn't have time to play with friends and go to the beach and eat whatever I want to eat because, childhood stuff, taking care of my mama and all kind of crazy stuff. But now I get to do things for myself that I really like to do. I get to play, go outside every day. I get to go to a beach all the time whenever I want to. This was my prayer, to have my childhood back. And I get to do that. I decided I wasn't going to focus on the horrible thing. And there was a time that I did, and I spent 20 years in deep depression where I couldn't even work. I couldn't work a job, and I had a child. I could not work. I couldn't keep a job. Depression was so bad. I didn't realize I was still focusing on those things that wasn't working. I didn't know that. No one told me. I just knew my shit wasn't working. I had all this college education, and I still couldn't keep a job. What is going on here? There's something that spirit wanted to get my attention. So when I'm a grad school dropout. So when I dropped out, it was like, okay, I really got to pay attention to this, because I dropped out because I had liver disease. I don't even drink alcohol. At that time, I didn't drink alcohol. Liver disease. Ancestors were speaking. They said, yeah, listen, your foundation's a little shaky, honey. We got to get you in shape. So I spent nearly 7 years in this sort of shamanic journey. I didn't know at the time. One of the things that happened was a break with my family. When I decided to speak about the abuse and the mistreatment of children, sexual abuse in particular in the family, it was like a divide. It's like Moses done divide the water up, divided on up, and they went this way and I went that way. So for 7 years, I lived in another state, almost in another world, without contact with anybody who knew me. People from college, people from high school. It's like everything just separated, like immediately. That's how you know spirit works sometimes. When things are like drastic like that, it's like, okay, they're getting your attention. And for 7 years, it's like I wandered. I kind of detached from family and values. And in my detachment, I was able to observe it from a different perspective. It was painful because I had no mama I could call for anything. If I had no money, I had no money. Ancestors helped me to find some coin somewhere in between the couch to make a meal, right? Spent time homeless, a little bit on the street, a little bit, right? Without a home, I felt like a spiritual vagabond, but I wasn't. The ancestors had me the entire time. 7 years. 7 years as a young woman in another state, no family contact. I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and then moved to New Orleans, Louisiana. No contact. Had a baby, everything, no family, no nothing. 7 years. Each and every day the ancestors have carried me. Times I ain't had no money. I know I was going to eat, ain't no gas, scraping up. You be scraping up in that little console in your car. All those things. Spirit said not to focus. Remember, but you're not going to stay here, right? Dealing with a whole host of mental issues. Where's my mother? Where's my father? Where's my child? My son was kidnapped. Yes, my son was kidnapped by my own mother. Spending time, ancestors say, no, don't give up. Don't give up. Plenty of times, went to try to get mental help. Couldn't find it. Spirit said, don't give up. I'm like, this shit is some crazy stuff. Spirit said, don't give up. So the Yaya you see today is the Yaya who took those experiences and he said, you know what? I'm going to talk about it, because chances are if I'm going through this, there's somebody else going through this. Chances are if this happened to me, there's got to be at least one other person this is happening to. And if I can talk about it and open my throat chakra, I can start to get some freedom. I can start to find some healing. I can start to work through some things. And once I made that decision not to give up on myself, my life changed, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, it gets better. I promise you, it gets better. Don't give up. Don't give up. Be mindful of the spirit of shame and guilt, because that will suck the blood out of your manifestation. Just be mindful of it. When you feel a shameful thought, just like, I'm worthy. I'm worthy. Even if you don't feel it, I'm worthy. I'll make a song and I'll dance. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. You're worthy. You're worthy. I love you. I love you. I love you. I get real silly with it because I have to program my mind no matter what it takes. I have to do whatever it takes to survive. When I say survive, I mean when you're in that struggle, it feels like you're surviving, but you're always thriving. Matter of perspective. So when I say survive, that's what I mean. Don't give up. Don't give up. It's not the end of the world. The world is not going to end. This situation is going on. It's not the totality. It's only a dot in time. Try not to focus on what you don't want, because when you focus on what you don't want, you get more of it. But spend time focusing on what you do. Okay. I'm going to give you some tips, all right? Because I'm in chit-chatting and I'm going to have a snack. So focus on what you do want. So this is what I like to do. I try to stay as happy as I can. For those who take medicinal herbs for mental elevation, read between the lines. What you can do, you can program it. Just don't engage it, just taking it and smoking it or making it. We make a tea, we can smoke it. Engage it in a way with an intention. The longer you can stay in an elevated state of emotion, such as bliss, joy, happiness, the longer you can stay in those states, the easier it is to manifest. That's why I say stay in your joy. Stay happy. Somebody get on your nerves, someone's calling, and you get that in your body, hit, go to voicemail or delete whatever that thing has on the phone. Stay in your joy, because the longer you can stay there, the longer you can bathe in the emotion of I am worthy, I feel good today, the longer you can stay there, the easier it is for you to manifest. Manifestation, the positive manifestation happens at a high vibrational state. Look into joy. What brings you joy today? Right? I say programming your herbal medicinals because you can speak to it and set your intention to it and allow it to work for you. Again, we ain't working hard, ladies. We are not working hard. We're working easy. So you do that. And then you go find things like maybe twice a week that you really love doing, and you do that. Then you find maybe foods that really make you feel good. If it can be healthy foods, or if you allow yourself a little cheat. But when you allow yourself a little cheat, make sure you're going to enjoy that cheat, because everything's always in balance. Everything. One thing I learned, I always talked about being a vegan, and having traveled and doing all, I hadn't been able to maintain that. It was just impossible to do it without stress and a 2-year-old who's a picky eater. Okay. So I allowed myself to have a little fish here, a little fish there, a little this there. And doing that, I've lost more weight than when I was just more vegan, right? Because everything is in balance. The Divine Mother teaches us balance. So I encourage you, find ways to be balanced in your life. Find ways to be balanced in your psyche. If you're overworking, you got to take a day off for you. Here's a good tip. Whatever day you were born on, I was born on a Thursday. So I make Thursdays a special day for me. So the baby got to be over here. Husband got to go over there. And I'm going to go wherever I want to go on Thursdays. That's the day and the energy and the way I came into this realm. So I use that as a virgin. If I miss a Thursday, I'm feeling some type of way. I got an attitude, and everybody going to know it. Because I can't miss my Thursday, y'all. That's my birthday. So y'all let me know what days you were born on. Let me know what day you were born on. And that day I go to the ritual. And when we were in New Orleans, I would go to the lake and just say a special prayer for myself. And God knows I would cry. Lord have mercy. Y'all already know I cry a lot anyway. So I'll be crying. Oh, mother, I need help. Oh, help me with my baby, because my postpartum has been so hard on me. Oh, help me. Listen, she hears you. So I'll do that. I'll go on the day I was born. Also, I'll do something a little bigger. So my numbers of the day is, I'm January 16th, right? So that's 16 equals 7. So that's a 7. So any numbers that equal up to 7, I'll do something a little extra special. So on the 16th, the 7th, the 25th, I will do something a little feisty, a little like peppery, right? And a little celebratory. And so I create this lifestyle of having fun. And so that keeps me in the vibration. It keeps me in the vibration of manifesting. So whenever I say something, poof, it shows up. Like things happen so quickly for me because I try to keep myself in that vibration. And I also don't really, when people, places, or things, or activities, or events start to impede on my energy and I feel like it's lowering that, I get away from it. I don't care who you are. Look, I told my mama I don't like her, and I don't talk to her because of the situations that's been going on. So I'm like, look, I can tell anybody, you're in my space. That's self-love. Boundaries is self-love, and it allows you to manifest much faster. So look, Talina said she was born on Thursday too. I love this day and Fridays. Yesterday, have a long weekend. Let your weekend start on Thursday. Kick it off with your birthday. Michelle said she was born Friday the 13th. Wow, how special. That energy at that time is so amazing. 13 is a very powerful number in Kromanti numerology. So I loved it. Talina says she's born 222. Wow, that's a powerful number. That's some powerful numerology right there. Lloyd Strahan has some books, and he's also on YouTube if y'all interested in numerology. Mama Kai, which I hope to have her on one of our shows because she's really awesome. She too talks about numerology from a great perspective of knowing what energy you were conceived in from your mother. So she takes the numerology of your mom, of her birthday, if you know it, knowing what energy you were conceived in, and then what energy you were birthed into. Your mother's energy at that time. So if your mama was a 2 in her energy year and was birthed in the 3 year, 3 is creativity, it's fun, it's playfulness. Excuse me. It would give you some insights to where your mother was spiritually and psychologically when you were a child. And then you can kind of go from there. It's helped me to have more compassion towards my mother. I still don't deal with her because she's still kind of a little toxic. But that's okay. She's allowed to be, because that's her life. And I don't get to tell my mom how to live her life. And guess what? She don't get to tell me how to live mine. That's the good part, right? Because no one owns each other. And sometimes we think our mother should be a certain way. They don't owe us nothing. They got us here. And it's a harsh reality. I know. I'm not being hard. I love you. You know this. But our parents don't owe us anything. We don't owe them anything. They're just actors on our stage. When we came to earth and we said we want to do this life, live this life, you never said, I got something for that. I'm going to give this mama. Lord have mercy. But that's why. You asked for it so she can help to teach you. And the things you didn't like are still lessons. Like, I don't like my mom was emotionally absent. My mom was never home. But it's also taught me how to be more connected to myself and how to nurture my home the way I want it to be, right? So she's taught me what not to do. So that's half the battle. She did teach me 50%. I'll give her that. Now the other 50 is up to me. And I can still send her love and peace and harmony, but I don't have to subjugate myself anymore. So that's the power in healing mother wounds. Keto's born on a Sunday. Keto, that's why your personality is probably so brilliant and so shiny. Sunday deals with the face, how you show up in the world. Sunday, it's a beautiful time, and that's why your face, Keto, becomes important. Your how you show up in the world becomes important. Also, you are January 16th, like me. Yes, so that 7 is there. That divine guidance is always with you, Keto. You got a lot of power going on, Mama. Things are about to bust open. Once you take that step, in due time, you're going to see. I mean, it's going to be a little rocky season, just for a little short time, because you need time of transition and adjustment. That's natural, but it won't be for long. It's just the turbulence that's needed to get to the next level. Trust me. I see you. Me, Friday the 7th. You got that 7 in there too, honey. I'm telling y'all, some divine goddesses up on here and gods who are going to be listening on the replay or listening now. I'm telling you, there's so much busting open. I do want to encourage you, check those mother wounds. If your money ain't right, your health ain't right, your mind ain't right for whatever reason, check them. That's the first place you can go. If you something, check those things first. Guarantee there's something there, and you can tap into it and allow it to help you. All right? Use it as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Its choice is always yours. Don't give up on yourself. I love you all. If y'all want to donate, the information is on the screen. And I want to get back to living because I have some snacks I got from the Panaderia, which is the bakery up the street. And let me tell you, they got some good bakery. And you know what? I haven't gained any weight eating this stuff. And it's just been great. I'm going to post some things about Mexico, why I decided to come here. Well, Spirit moved us here. And the experience has been amazing. It's been healing. Everyone's been so kind. I've been going underneath a shamanic experience. I've been seeing a shaman. I posted about that, and that has been like, wow. And I want some of you to come eventually. Come see, come visit, come get your healing, y'all. Come on, get some indigenous hands in your life, and make things all better. I love you all. Thank you for your time this evening. Look forward to catching up with you all soon. Thank you all for your love and support, and you're loving our family and things, and allow me to be here with you this evening. I'll talk to you soon. Make it happen. You want to come to Mexico? Listen, got some good things happening. Please come. I know Keita coming. Keita called on the phone. She was like, look, get that extra room ready. I'm about to be there midnight. I see you, Keita. Yes. Talina, you coming? Y'all get your passports and y'all stuff together. Don't worry about what these people talking about. Get your stuff and come on, get your healing. Because once you get your healing, can't nobody stop you. Can't no nothing stop you, right? Come and get it, because it's here. Y'all so lovely, and I love you. All right, y'all. I love you so much. I'll see you soon, everyone. Peace and good night.